Hello and welcome to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. Make sure you grab yourself a brew, sit back, relax and enjoy today's podcast. If you've not subscribed to our channel, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts and get notified when new ones are launched. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, Gardening with Ben. Also, I've recently been nominated for the Best Gardening Blogger and the Best Gardening Podcast by Grow Your Own magazine. So please try and help me and get these amazing awards by clicking on the link in the description and casting your vote for it. Voting closes at the end of July, so you've got plenty of time to do it, but don't do it until after you've finished listening to today's episode. So I hope you enjoy it. And let's get on with today's episode. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. Well, I have to apologise. I've just realised I've not recorded a podcast for 2 months now. I really do apologise for this. And I bet it's a surprise for those that are subscribed to it that has popped up saying a new podcast from Gardening with Ben. I bet you thought I was dead and buried in my allotment with how much of a gap I've not recorded one, but obviously I have been doing my Facebook lives, so if you don't follow me on Facebook, follow Gardening with Ben to stay up to date with all my live videos on there. But we have been so busy in my life right now. I'll explain about what I've been up to and what we've been getting up to on the plot, so make sure you grab a brew because it'll probably be a long one. And sit back and listen, and if you're listening on the way to work, enjoy what I've been up to on the plot. So, since the last episode in April, it's now June, we're getting closer to the Grow Your Own magazine awards, so if you've not voted for that, please do vote. There is a link below in the description where you can come and vote for it. And those awards are for the best online blogger, and I'm up against Monty Don and Alan Titchmarsh, so it would be amazing if I managed to get that and beat them to the award. You never know, I may have my own TV show eventually, or a radio show, or this podcast could get even bigger and better. Also, I'm up for best podcaster, which obviously I have been letting the side down with not doing one for 2 months, but hopefully that will change and things will be coming a lot more smoothly now. So make sure you click that link and vote for that. What else have we been up to? Well, since my last episode, I've now got a job working in a garden centre, which definitely is not a job at all. Working in a garden centre is so much fun. It's not a job, it's enjoying what I do on a daily basis, and I'm getting to meet so many nice people at the garden centre. We get as regulars who pop in every day, who are going to the restaurant, and they come and have a chat with us, which is nice. And then we get the new customers which are popping in for something for the garden. And every week is different as we're getting all new plants. Like I said before, I'm not well up on flowers. I'm more vegetables and fruit. So flowers is not much of a topic that I'm aware of. But obviously working in the garden centre, I'm learning so much more about flowers and seeing all the different flowers on a daily basis. And as you can guess, at the moment the main area of flowers is your bedding plants, as obviously now is the perfect time to be putting all them bedding plants in your pots, in your tubs, in your rockeries. If you're making hanging baskets, they are perfect. And one of the main flowers that everybody seems to be buying at the moment is Bacopa. That is a white flower and it hangs down out of the hanging basket, and it is absolutely beautiful. So that is the main flower what's probably selling at the moment. And then obviously you'll get your other bedding plants, which are like lobelia, your alyssum, your marigolds, your dahlias. They're all selling really well at the moment, and those are perfect flowers for bedding. Obviously they won't grow again next year. They're a once a year flower that will grow, so they're annuals and they won't grow again. So I've been learning so much about flowers at garden centres, and every day I'm learning new things all the time. And to be honest, like I say, with gardening, it's something that you're always learning about. There's always new things coming out, new topics, new flowers which are coming out. Like I saw in the news this week that there's a new rose out by the RHS, which is the Duke of Edinburgh rose, which got presented to the Queen the other day, just before her birthday. So that's a new rose what's come out, so stay tuned for that. Is anybody going to be purchasing that rose for their garden? It certainly looks a beautiful rose, and obviously the Queen will look after it, and hopefully that will survive at her home. So that is what I've been up to mainly. Now on the allotment, what have I been up to on the plot? Well, I've been down today and I wasn't that much in the mood for doing much down at the plot today, but I got quite a bit done. But where are we up to? We have got our garlic in, which is nearly ready for picking. Quite a few people have asked questions about when is the ideal time to be picking the garlic. And I usually pick my garlic when the ends have turned yellow and they've flopped over the leaves. That's when I will pick them. And once you pick them, what you need to do is dig them up, and if you leave them on the top of the soil in a warm day, the soil will dry out, and then you can hang them up and dry them out properly in your shed, somewhere dry that's not damp, as you don't want them to rot. And then you can use them when you're ready to use them, and hopefully you'll find some delicious garlic recipes. We've also got our main set onions growing, and I'm doing a little experiment to see which grow better, set onions or seed onions. At the moment my set onions are winning. I'll keep you up to date with how they're getting on. Make sure you follow my Instagram as well, because I'll share pictures on there of which are doing best at the moment. So then also we've planted our squash. We've got many varieties of squash growing at the moment. We've got pumpkins, we've got courgettes, we've got butternut squash, table queen squash, all different varieties of squash. I can't even remember all the names. I should have wrote them all down for you. But we've got many varieties of squash that are growing. And also we have got in our strawberries. Now is the time when they are getting ripe and ready. I picked my first one the other day, and when you pick your first strawberry on the plot, that is when you know the growing season is started and everything's getting going. It tasted absolutely delicious. Now I don't share my strawberries with anyone, so I best not tell people that they're ready, so keep that a secret to yourself. So the strawberries are growing, and obviously we've got absolutely loads of rhubarb. I've had some delicious rhubarb crumbles from them, and I'll also find some rhubarb recipes out for you, as well as I've tried a couple of rhubarb recipes in the past and they are delicious, so I'll share them with you, and I'll share which ones are delicious for you to try, so make sure you stay tuned for them. Also we have got our potatoes in. They're just popping through the ground now, to be honest. They're a bit slow, but they're just popping through the ground, so I need to heap the soil up over them and encourage them to grow, because you need to keep heaping the soil up over them, as you don't want the potatoes coming to the surface, because if they get green they're poisonous, so don't eat green potatoes. We've also planted our sweet corn. The sweet corn's growing really well. Remember, don't plant them in rows, as you want to plant them in like square blocks, I've shared a video on YouTube, a little short video of making sure that you grow them in sets, as you don't want to grow them in rows because it doesn't help with pollination. You need a block of them for it to grow and get good crops from them. And you can actually plant them quite close together. A lot of people say you should plant them far apart from each other, but mine are quite close together, and I've always had good crops from my sweet corn. You'll remember last year they were absolutely delicious. So they're growing well. We've also got us courgettes in. They're growing. And what else have we got in? We've not got many other stuff. Oh, we've got all his brassicas in. I've got my cabbage in, my broccoli in, my Brussels sprouts in. I've also got my runner beans in. They're in. And also I shared a little tip for what to do when planting your courgettes in the ground. Plant an empty plant pot at the side of it, and when you're watering your courgettes, water into the plant pot, because you don't want to get water on the stem, as they do rot easy on the courgettes. So you don't want to rot your courgette stem. So if you're watering into the plant pot, it'll go into the roots and feed the roots rather than getting it on the plant. So that's a little tip for you. And we've also got our peas growing. They're growing nicely. And we have got lots of flowers growing. I've got some geraniums growing, what I grew from seed. Pansies. We've got sweet peas in. I've got a nice rose what's coming out this week. I shared that on my live video today on Facebook, so make sure you check that out. That's just about to flower. We've got so much growing. I'm hoping to build a proper squash frame to grow my squash up off the ground, so I'm looking forward to that and seeing if that will actually work. So that is one thing that I am going to be trying. So yeah, I'm not spending as much time down as a plot as I would like. I'm only getting there about twice a week at the moment. It is hard with working days again, 5 days a week, as I'm absolutely shattered by the time I come home from work. I think it's been out in the fresh air all day, and my step count's like 24,000 steps a day, so I'm absolutely shattered after work. So I tend to go to sleep rather than go to the allotment, and it's in the opposite direction to where I live my allotment, so it's out of my way. So we've done that. What else have we been up to? Today I've been updating my shop. I've got some more items for sale, different types of t-shirt designs, some very funny ones out there. So have a look in the link in the description and you'll be able to see some funny t-shirts. Also, all the designs now on this shop come on the mugs. They come on coasters. You can also get them on face masks as well. So there's many different things you can purchase from this shop, and you can order them from worldwide as well. I will be putting them on my personal website, but these are hosted on Redbubble website, where it's safe and secure to purchase, as well as my website is. But you can purchase these for worldwide as well, and they print them and ship them straight out to you. I don't have nothing to do with them, so any issues, get in touch with them. But they have some really good designs, and I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. So I hope you can support me and have a look at the t-shirts and enjoy them. So yeah, we have been very busy at the moment. Like I said, I'm going to be getting these podcasts back up and running, as I have been pretty slack, I do admit it, and they don't take long to record as well. They're only nice short episodes for you, as I know people prefer shorter episodes rather than long massive episodes, because they want to be listening on the way to work, or just while they're having the brew, or relaxing down on the plot themselves. So like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button on this podcast platform, wherever you're listening to, Spotify, Apple, whichever one you're listening to, so then you get notified as soon as a new podcast drops on the page. And personally, I'd like to thank you for all your support, what you give me, as it does mean a lot. I don't get to speak to many people at the moment, and see lots of people, and I always enjoy talking to all my followers and sharing with you all what I am up to. So once again, thanks for listening, and as always, remember, keep gardening. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and make sure you do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts and get notified when they do launch. And feel free to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, Gardening with Ben. And if you do have 1 minute, please do vote for me in the Grow Your Own magazine awards for Best Gardening Blogger and Best Gardening Podcast. The link is below, and there is also a link to our merchandise where you can get hoodies and t-shirts and a Gardening with Ben mug. So check them out today. Until next time, keep gardening.